Hello, beautiful people. Today is going to be kind of a different one, not that different, but let's just jump into it. Over on TikTok, they have been talking about journaling ecosystems or journal ecosystems. And I was like, wait, this is my time to shine because I am such a journal girly and have been journaling since grade school. I don't even know when my first diary was, but I be journaling. I be out here journaling and I absolutely love it. I actually have a video about all my different journals that I've had over the years. It was kind of like a quick video and it was not all of the journals I've ever had because I have a bunch. I do want to show you my current journal ecosystem that I have, plus planners or planner. We'll see. I'm still working on that. So let's just jump right into it. I'm actually missing a journal out of here. Okay, so these are actually all of them. I added one more and technically one will be getting subtracted at the end of the year because it is a planner. So I do want to start off with this journal, which is the Aspinall of London journal. And yeah, it's just this gorgeous leather cover that is blank pages like this. And I just write. This is basically my diary. And this is where I'm going to have my innermost thoughts, some morning pages in here, and just where I just write everything down. Like it's a big brain dump, but it's also just, I jot down anything in here, some content ideas in general. Like I just jot down everything. Like if I'm having any problems, they're in here. And obviously this is a lot more personal than like my other journals are. So I kind of keep it to myself. I will say there's not super duper private things going on in here, but it's definitely like, yeah, I don't really want a bunch of people reading this. You can kind of see that like I just write. There are some pages where I have like pictures, mostly of myself. I'm just doing progress. Like when I was doing 75 medium, I documented some pictures in here. You know, a little bit of like scrapbooking that goes on in here, nothing too crazy. I also like to print out quotes from Pinterest. And yeah, I don't know. I've been journaling for years like that, so I might as well just keep it up. But I absolutely love this journal. Aspinall of London is the brand, and this color is gorgeous. It's like a periwinkle color, and I don't know. I when it comes to my journaling stuff, I do like to step outside the box just a little bit. Not everything has to be black. Okay, and now I want to move on to what was originally my scrapbook, but now it is going to be my traveler's notebook. And I actually need to put a couple of things in here, but it really did start off as a scrapbook, and it's just, you know, mostly Polaroids and Sprocket pictures of me and my friends. That was really it. But then I started putting like stickers, like this sticker is from Glossier that I got last year, and you know, I just had it sitting around, so I stuck it in there, and that's what this is going to be. I just figured, why not make this a traveler's notebook? I keep certain things, especially if it's small. Like I'll keep thank you cards from stores sometimes I'll throw them away. It just depends on how it looks. Like if it's really like pretty and has a certain look to it, I will keep it, and it can go in here. I also wouldn't mind putting certain receipts in here, especially important purchases. I knew as soon as I was going to film, somebody was going to call me. It's like clockwork, I swear. But yeah, I just got this notebook off of Amazon. I just kind of ordered like I think it was like an $18 one, maybe $20. And yeah, I just decided to do that. I didn't need for this to be like super nice or whatever, but I do like that it does this. That's always nice because with traveler's notebooks, they can get bulky, and I always like to have something to close these types of things. Okay, and then I also have a junk journal, which I kind of started on accident. And this also has the little close thing. And junk journals can also get very bulky, so yeah. But I actually was really into Moleskines a while ago. But the reason I started this by accident was because I actually misplaced my first actual journal, and I thought I lost it, and I was like freaking out because there was a lot of personal things in there, and I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe I lost it. So I ended up starting this one, and I was like, oh no. And I put in a few entries in here, and then I found my other journal that is like filled up now, and I just kind of started junk journaling. I want to say this was back in 2020 or 2021 where I started junk journaling. And like, here's a recipe. I think that's my sweet potato pie recipe right here. And I kind of made it look cool. And I also just have like things like when I first started my sticker business, I have like my black owned stickers. And then like I made this like manifestation pocket, and I was actually going to sell this, but then I was like, the quality of this is so awful and I wanted something better. I didn't know where to find it. Like I just wasn't good at sourcing where I should find certain things like that. So I ended up just kind of scrapping it. But like now that I'm like thinking about it, I should like sell stickers that cater to journaling and ephemera, junk journaling, all that. Because that would be really fun and like super easy for me to do. What do you guys think? I don't know. Because like I already have a sticker business. So it's like, wait, let's just turn it into journaling stickers. So yeah. And then like I do sometimes just have a little bit of journaling going on in here. But mostly I like to junk journal. I do want to show you guys my latest layout, but I don't think junk journaling or ephemera journaling, collage journaling, whatever you want to call it, has to be just like you gluing down like collages. I will put recipes in here that I found online. I just size them down kind of small just so that I always have the recipe and just somewhere to have the recipe, because I follow a lot of recipes. Right now I'm baking a lot, so I kind of need my recipe somewhere. I sometimes will just write them down too. It just depends on how long the recipe is. But this is my latest layout, and this is like, you know, I haven't junk journaled in a while, or collage journal, whatever you want to call it. I don't mind calling it junk journaling. I think it's kind of cute. But this is my latest layout, and I just kind of came up with something cute, pink. And yeah, it doesn't really have like a theme, but I just said what I was doing on like the little handmade paper, and then kind of just listed some things that I'm talking about in my content right now on Instagram and TikTok. This is my junk journal. This is the cover. I didn't really get to show you the cover. Just some of my stickers. There's a couple of stickers that I bought, but most of these are my stickers. And yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy those. Now I need to go into Etsy and like change some of the title of my stickers, because I could just change them all to like journaling stickers. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to the planners, because the planners are still kind of new to me. I'm not a planner girly like that, but I wanna be. Like I'm really trying to get into it. So this cover is from Cloth and Paper. I think this was the 2018, like maybe way back when cover from a while ago. And my inserts, I do want to say those are Cloth and Paper, but no, Noted Co. My inserts are Noted Co. And yeah, I just have this going on right now, weekly layouts. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like it. I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, I was thinking like, okay, maybe I don't need weekly layouts. Maybe I need dailies. And at first I used to hate dailies, but I think I just don't like the dailies where the hours, it's just the listed hours, like horizontal listed hours, instead of like how the Hobonichi has like a big daily. And I'm gonna get into that. Don't worry. Not the biggest fan of this, and obviously this is very bulky, and I do try to bring it with me places, and it's not really working for me. This is the A5 size. I will say this binder is very big in comparison to the actual pages. As you can see, like there's lots of space over here, which I think for like, if you are a legit planner girl, this works for you. You probably like, yes, I love that. I want it. But I don't know. I'm just not, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the bulkiness of it. It's very cumbersome. Yeah, not the biggest fan. I do shop at Cloth and Paper pretty regularly, and I do like their recipe cards. I will say there's not a ton of space for the recipes, especially if it's a long recipe. Of course, I tried to put my macaron recipe in there, and it did fit, but I definitely had to lessen it. So here's the recipe right here, which it's not my recipe. It is definitely something I found online, so I cannot take credit for that. So this is cool. I'm just not in love with it, and I think I might not do this again next year. It's just too much going on. Which leads me to the Hobonichi, which I got early because normally I am so late to this type of stuff. But I decided to buy the Hobonichi again because I bought a weekly last year or 2 years ago, and I didn't end up using it. Yeah. But I got the Hobonichi A6. This is just the cover that I bought off of Amazon. Just a like cheap little, compared to what normally the covers cost, This was like a cheap little $20 one. And I was looking at it and I'm like, this is really small. Is this gonna work? Is it? But I'm gonna try it. I'm definitely gonna try it. And this is the original. So this is not the cousin. So this is the Hobonichi A6 Teco, or I think it is Teco. I've seen or heard people call it different things, but I'm gonna call it the Teco. The A6 Hobonichi Teco original. So the cousin includes the weeklies. And I was like, I kind of want to get rid of the weekly. But then I'm like, am I gonna daily plan? Probably not, but I would rather the day look empty than the whole week, because a lot of the times when I plan in this planner, the whole week can be gone. Like Monday and Tuesday is filled out, but the rest of the week isn't filled out. But in this, if I skip 2 days or whatever, I can always go back and just stick a sticker and then this is what I did. Like, I can always go back and do that. So like with the weekly, like I'd be like, oh, what did I do on Wednesday? I don't know what I did on Wednesday. But I second guessed myself and I ended up buying the Sterling Ink A5 vertical weekly planner. And I was like, well, I do like this because the weekly is so small. And normally I don't like vertical, but I decided to give it a chance because then I can just kind of, because it's like a weekly daily, if that makes sense, which most weeklies are technically dailies. So I was like, oh man, now I'm going to have 2 planners and I don't know what's going to happen. But the way I see it, the Sterling Ink it's not this size, but it's like this versus actually like this size, but you know, a whole book. So I'm like, okay, this isn't huge. It's not that cumbersome. It's definitely not as small as the A6. And I know a lot of people, they use both. So I'm like, not against it, but I am still like, am I going to use both? They are both relatively small. So I'm not like too worried about that, but I don't know. We're just going to have to play around with it. I might really end up liking the Hobonichi, or I might really end up liking the Sterling Ink. I have no idea. And I'm just like, am I wasting my money? Which it's very possible. But then what if I end up liking both? You know, I feel like planner people, journaling girls go through this all the time. Hi, it's editing Chelsea. Sorry I look a mess, but yeah, I am currently editing and I'm realizing that I actually ended up falling in love with the Hobonichi Weeks. I ended up getting the 2026 already. I just did not get it in the Mega. So I will actually be using this next year. I'm not getting rid of it. I thought I was going to be, but I really like the Weeks. I didn't think I would because you have to write kind of small, but you get used to it like really quickly. So yeah, I'm going to be continuing on with the Weeks in 2026. And here are just a couple, because it's only been about 2 weeks since I've really used it. I filled all of it out. And this is this week. Yep. This is the Mega, which just has more note pages at the end. And this is just the regular Weeks, much smaller. I really just like having something that I can just throw into my purse and there's just no problems. So that's why I was like, maybe I should keep it, because even the A6, especially in a folder or binder, it is kind of bulky. It doesn't just fit. Also, not the biggest fan of this binder. I don't know. I am thinking about returning this stuff, but I don't know. I get weird about returning things. Anyway, that is my journal ecosystem. It is quite a bit, but I'm trying to downsize, like literal downsize, like just go smaller. So this is going to go away because, like I said, very cumbersome. And it's actually very heavy. It's nice, but it's heavy. So I'm just like, yeah, these are the only ones that I feel like I'll need. We'll see if the sterling silver fits for me. Like, I looked at it because my mom has it and I was like, oh, I do like the sterling ink. Like, it's nice and you can just jot down things quickly and close it and it's in there. You're good to go. I don't know. Like, I was tripping. So yeah. But the cool thing about the sterling ink is it doesn't have the dailies. It just has blank pages. So you can make those dailies, but I don't know. So I was just all like, I don't know, I like these weeklies a little bit better. They're very straight to the point, simple and all that. So yeah, that's where I am right now. But I did want to share my journal ecosystem. I was going to like make a TikTok video about this, but I think I'm just going to do a carousel of my journal ecosystem because I don't do too much talking on TikTok. I just am like kind of over the short form. As you guys know, I get over it so easily. And I'm just like, let me just post carousels because that actually isn't terrible to do. So I'm really excited for 2026. It still may be a trash and long year, but just like this one. But at least I get to look forward to my journaling and my planning and all that. So it's going to be interesting for sure. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you didn't skip this journal ecosystem, but yeah, I wanted to just show my little stuff. And that is all for me today. Thank you so much for watching once again. And I will see you in the next one.